Obviously, a lot that was impressive about what Nick did. Kind of, what impressed you the most from what you did today?
I think the response that we had, just how we practiced after Friday, and not only himself, but Rap as well. I thought we practiced much better. I mean, not that we practiced bad, but I liked how we responded after Friday night. We went right back on the floor on Saturday, and those guys took ownership. They took coaching, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was the same thing. They practiced hard and were very intentional about what we were trying to do, and it's good to see that result. This is a byproduct of practicing and going hard, and not that we didn't, but I just felt the response and the ownership that they took, specifically Nick and Aussie, because those were two guys. Nick has no assist in the BYU game. Aussie has 0 rebounds in the BYU game. So it just those things, just the physicality that we played with, the aggressiveness we played with on both ends of the floor, much more assertive today than what we were last week, and that hopefully shows some growth.
You guys have faced bigger, more physical teams, obviously, but what does it say about Austin just to kind of take coaching in the next game, bring a completely different mentality to the glass and with his post defense?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we asked him to do. I asked him in the pregame just to physically get engaged, go, because that's how he had practiced leading up to today. I thought he had practiced really well, and not because he was making threes, it was because he was active in the glass, and he was physical, he was going after rebounds and those things, and on the floor, and just practice with more of a physical mindset and an aggressive mindset. So you're always happy when they respond, but they also get a result, and shows that their work that they put in can get rewarded.
Did you think he had that when he was at Portland, or is it something you guys need to bring out of him?
Yeah, I think we have to bring it out of him. I think we've asked him, the water's deeper at this level, and obviously played in a good league, but the requirements and expectations we have, because we're, have high aspirations, we do hold people accountable. And when you're not doing what you're capable of doing, then we've got to get better at it. And I liked how he responded and took ownership right away. Took ownership Friday night after the game, that it wasn't how he needed to play, and he knew. And I think the rest of the team too. He wasn't the only one that didn't play well at BYU. But I liked, like I said, just our response. Even before today, I thought we would play well just because we had practiced well.
Obviously, 104 points offense is going to get a lot of attention, but it seemed like a lot of improvements defensively, including some things that don't necessarily show up in the box score. Kind of, what stood out to you most on that end of it?
We were on the floor for loose balls. We turned turnovers into transition points. I thought our effort and aggressiveness defensively was there. We were on the floor a ton, like I mentioned. I liked how we shut off some of their transition. We had a sequence in the back end of the first half where we, it was kind of like a hockey game or a tennis match that we kept volleying back and forth. But we jump walled and did some good things in transition to shut off breaks, how we teach it, and we were able to convert on the other end. And then obviously Nick was able to find Aussie there late in the half as we went on a spurt. But I like seeing bodies diving on the floor and us coming out with the loose ball.
Obviously, every game kind of early in the season is a learning opportunity. Kind of, what do you feel like you learned the most out of that last 5 minutes of basketball in the first half?
Well, I mean, obviously Nick's a really good point guard. He got us going in terms of transition and his defensive activity. We turned a lot of their miscues into turnovers at the other end. We were able to stay active on the glass, and I felt we needed to control the paint. And by that, I mean we couldn't let Edwards and Sellers specifically get to our rim. And for the most part, we did a pretty good job of walling up, and we went to some shotgun some ball screens and hedging some ball screens that I thought helped us to keep them out of the paint. And then for the most part, we didn't lose Fox. We were pretty high alert on him. So just the intentional things of winning that rebounding battle, and we couldn't let them play at our rim off dribble penetration.
Of course, so your best teams are player-led. It felt like today was a day where you could be more hands-off and kind of let them just go with the flow of things, is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think, we knew this game was going to have a chaotic feel to it just with how Providence plays, with some of the pressure and trapping and gambling at times that we had to make sure that we didn't get rattled, and even though but we still wanted to play aggressive. So if they were going to extend and they were going to take chances on things, we had to make them pay. And I thought we did a good job of converting when we were able to be selfish enough to have 21 assists and only 7 turnovers against a team that likes to create havoc defensively. I thought that showed me we were unselfish, we were moving the ball, and we stayed aggressive. I think that was important for us against that type of a defensive approach. We couldn't be hesitant and have it stagnate us or get us on our heels. We went in attack mode, and obviously when you got a point guard like Nick leading that charge on both ends of the floor, everybody feeds off that.
So what do you kind of learned about TCU already?
The only thing I know about TCU, other than watching them for a little bit, is Brock Harding was at Iowa and he's their point guard. I'm going to learn a lot in the next 20 hours.